Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. It is Julie here with your TipRanks pre-market morning update, bringing you everything you need to know before the market opens. We'll be discussing exciting stock market news, notable earnings reports, which we finally have a few good ones today, plus the morning's biggest gainers and losers. Now, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and that you're subscribed to the channel as well, so you can stay up to date with all of our latest news. For other stock-related news, don't forget to check out the TipRanks Instagram at TipRanks for Investors. All right, let's get right into this morning's exciting stock market news. U.S. stock futures are in the green so far this morning. We have the Dow futures up 0.3%, S&P 500 up 0.11%, and the NASDAQ futures up 0.18%. President Joe Biden announced that there was a major breakthrough in infrastructure negotiations and a bipartisan infrastructure deal has been agreed upon. This package would have about $579 billion being spent on infrastructure, which is a carve-out from Biden's $2.25 trillion plan announced back in March. Luminar Technologies' LAZR system will become standardized in Volvo's upcoming electric vehicle. The Volvo vehicle with Luminar's LiDAR system will be a successor to the XC90 model. The vehicle will be launched in 2022. The technology will help Volvo save more lives and set a new automotive safety benchmark. Luminar says its CEO will be at the Volvo Cars Tech Moment on June 30th, where additional details about the technology roadmap will be shared. The Luminar stock comes in as a moderate buy with an average upside potential of 15%, the most recent coming in with a 25% upside. CIBC and Visa have announced a new installment payment option for online credit card purchases. The Visa installment option will convert qualifying purchases into a series of smaller, equal installments payable over a determined period with an eligible credit card. It is expected to launch in early 2022 for CIBC cardholders in Canada. This new offer focuses on the popularity of the CIBC's post-purchase installment plan, CIBC PaySit. Thanks to PaySit, clients can convert eligible purchases of more than $100 into installment plan payments when they shop online or in person. The CIBC stock comes in as a strong buy with an upside potential of nearly 6%, while the Visa stock also comes in as a strong buy with an upside potential of nearly 14%. Google will be partnering up with Jio Platforms to develop a cheap smartphone for the Indian market. This is in an effort to bridge the digital gap in the country, where hundreds of millions of people are yet to come online. The smartphone, called JioPhone Next, is expected to debut later in the year. Google and Jio teams are working on the device and have partnered with Snap to include an India-specific Snapchat camera feature in the phone. The JioPhone Next will have the ability to translate content and read it out loud to users in their language. That is meant to help those who might be unable to read on their own. Moreover, users will be able to operate the phone with voice commands through Google Assistant. Analysts rate the Google stock a strong buy with an average upside of 13.7%. And eBay will be selling a majority stake of its Korean business to eMart. The e-commerce giant has reached an agreement to sell an 80.01% stake in G9, Gmarket, and IAC. eBay will receive $3 billion from the sale, which should close by year-end or early next year. Last year alone, the Korean businesses contributed over $14 billion in gross merchandise volume. The units also generated $1.4 billion in revenues with mid to high single-digit operating margins. The merger between eBay Korea and the eMart Group will result in a force to be reckoned with within the country's e-commerce sector. Analysts rate the eBay stock a moderate buy with an upside potential of 6%. Now, moving over to notable earnings reports. Starting off with FedEx, whose shares have actually slipped despite reporting some solid fourth quarter results. They had a strong Q4 and annual results on the back of volume growth and disciplined revenue and portfolio management. The growth, however, was hampered by higher labor costs and variable expenses. Their adjusted earnings for the quarter almost doubled to $5.01 per share, beating analyst estimates of $4.99. Their total revenue jumped 30% to $22.56 billion, again surpassing Street's estimates. Analysts rate their stock a strong buy with an average upside of nearly 16%. We have several analysts reiterating price targets just this morning, and we do have one outlier with a downside of over 10%, and the others come in between 13 to 23% upside. We also heard from Nike, whose shares have jumped after delivering a blowout fourth quarter. The company reported revenues of $12.3 billion, surpassing Street's estimates of $11.1 billion and jumping 96% from the year-ago period. Revenues from the Nike brand increased 88% year-over-year to $11.8 billion, while revenues for Converse were up 85%. Earnings came in at 93 cents per share, beating consensus estimates of just 51 cents per share, and compared to a loss of 51 cents in the same quarter last year. Their stock comes in as a strong buy with an upside potential of over 27%, with plenty of buy ratings being reiterated today. And also posting strong fourth quarter results, we have Darden Restaurants. The restaurant operator of popular chains like Olive Garden and Longhorn Steakhouse saw both their revenues and earnings outpace analyst expectations. They reported total sales of $2.28 billion, growing 79.5% from the year-ago period and coming in ahead of expectations of $2.12 billion. Adjusted earnings came in at $2.03 per share, again beating consensus estimates of $1.68 per share, and compared to a loss of $1.24 per share in the same quarter last year. On top of this, the company announced a quarterly cash dividend of $1.10 per share, which would be an increase of 25% from their prior quarter. Their stock comes in as a strong buy with an average upside just over 15%. And lastly, we have BlackBerry, who did report lower revenues compared to a year ago, but not as bad as analysts expected. Their revenue came in at $174 million, which was down 16% from the year-ago period, but analysts were expecting revenues of just $171.25 million. Their net loss narrowed to $62 million, or 11 cents per share, from $1.14 per share a year earlier. On an adjusted basis, the company lost 5 cents per share compared to earnings of 1 cent in the prior year quarter. The BlackBerry stock is not well favored by analysts, coming in as a moderate sell with a downside potential of nearly 30%. Other earnings expected this morning are coming from Paychex and CarMax, with the after hours remaining fairly quiet. So let's take a look at which stocks are this morning's biggest gainers and losers. Our biggest gainers this morning are led by Fuwei Films Co. They trade under the ticker FFHL and are currently up nearly 60% in the pre-market as investors respond quite positively to their Q1 results. They're followed by Osmotica Pharmaceuticals under OSMT, currently up 42% following the announcement that they entered into a purchase and sale agreement with Alora Pharmaceutical for some of their legacy products worth $170 million. And Property Solutions Acquisition under PSAC, currently up 16% after announcing a proposed business combination with Faraday Future. Our biggest losers this morning are led by Marin Software Incorporated. Under the ticker MRIN, they're down just over 13% this morning, cooling off from a gain of 105% yesterday following the announcement of them integrating with Instacart ads. We also have Theravance Biopharma under TBPH down 9% after they priced an offering of 6.7 million shares. And Corbus Pharmaceuticals under CRBP, currently down 7.7% after announcing that one of their studies did not meet a primary endpoint. So that is everything for Friday's pre-market morning update, getting you up to speed with what you need to know before that opening bell. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, say good morning in the comments down below. I always love hearing from you guys. I really appreciate it. I hope you have the most wonderful weekend. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you back here next time.